Hello, my beautiful friend. Today we are talking about a topic that is really important, and this is how not to give a single fuck about what people think of you. This was a topic for me that was really hard for a lot of years. I was 130 kilos and I had zero social confidence. I based my whole identity around what other people were thinking of me. And this was hard because when I was in these social situations, I couldn't be myself. I was constantly checking who was looking at me. And if there was someone who was more confident than me, I was tailoring and editing my speech just to please them. But then I went home and I had this really bad feeling that I couldn't be myself again in this scenario. I thought that what I was doing and I thought that what was in my life was not interesting enough. I thought that the things I was interested in, my hobbies or the books I was reading were not cool. So I'd rather not share them with people because then they will laugh at me and they will think I am weird or they won't invite me over because I don't know, who is this crazy guy who reads psychology books or anything? And then I started to lose the weight. The big step for me was when I moved to Dublin, Ireland for 6 months on an exchange. And I was a part of a really motivating crowd. And that's when I really got into self-improvement. And I started reading all about things in life. I quit social media. I quit drinking. And I was just focusing on myself. And like last year, in 2024, the idea of Buddhism came into my life and I really started to read upon it, what this is about. And I realized that I was following and I was having the ideas of Buddhism without even realizing it for a lot of years and a lot of months before that. The main idea of Buddhism is the fact that we have to accept our mortality and we have to accept that life is suffering. Suffering in a sense that life is full of dissatisfaction, death, sickness. What we can do is we change our mindset because the origin of dissatisfaction and suffering is desire. The desire for things and the desire for things not to change and to stay the way they are. And when I came across this idea, I had already realized that I'm mortal, I'm gonna die. This is a really big step in letting go what other people think of you or think of me. Because I realized that life is so short and I will die no matter what. And why does it matter what other people think of me? Life is so short, I'd rather spend it in a way that is authentic to myself. There is this amazing book that a Canadian nurse wrote about the biggest deathbed regrets of people. And one of these deathbed regrets was that I wish I was more authentic to myself. I wish I was doing the things more that I was interested in and not place so much attention of what other people thought of me. When I put this whole thing into perspective, I realized that do I want to live my whole life, this limited time on earth, which can end tomorrow or end any day? Do I really want to live this life by always placing attention of what other people think of me? This was a big realization for me. I also came to the realization that my life is more interesting than I thought. I had all these amazing things in my life that were making me really happy. For example, playing the guitar, writing poems, reading books, reading about history, psychology. These were all things that were really important for me. But these were not socially cool things, so I was not sharing them out loud. This was a really big thing, because then I had this feeling constantly of all these other people have much more interesting lives. And who am I? Who am I to have this say? When I reframed this thing that, yes, my things are cool, I could portray them in a much more authentic way when I was talking to people. The verbing and the verbal expression became much different. When they asked me, what are your hobbies? I was like, yeah, not much. I play the guitar. But then I could authentically say that, yes, this is what I'm interested in. And this gave me another realization. I should just be myself, because there are other people, obviously. If I put on this persona of myself, then they will like this persona, but not the real me. And I will have to keep up this persona when I meet them, and this is really tiring. Also, for every person, I had a different persona, you know? So I was like a social chameleon. I had to pay attention to how I was talking to someone else and what was the persona of myself I was setting out to connect to them. And then I had to remember. The problem with this was that I was not giving this a chance to actually show myself, show my true side. So the people who liked my persona only liked my persona and not the real me. And the people who would have liked me for the real me couldn't get to experience the real me. I thought that being liked by everyone is not a trait I should follow, because if I'm liked by everyone, I'm not really liked by anyone, because I don't have values. When I started to practice the beautiful art of not giving a fuck, I realized that not giving a fuck doesn't mean that I don't give a fuck about anything. It's rather the sense that I choose the things in life that are really important for me. I only focus on those things, and I don't give a fuck about anything else. The things I have no control over. The Stoics have this idea that you should only focus on the things that you can control and you can impact, and don't care about anything other than that. I really like this idea, because in this way, you are choosing the things that you can change through action, which is really interesting. But all the other things that are outside of your control and would just give you anxiety doesn't really worth to like deal with. Also, the Buddha has this idea that every person has a gift, but we don't need to accept all gifts. Meaning that, yes, this person has this sort of value system, this mindset, this energy, but we don't need to match and we don't need to connect with everyone. If I'm myself and they are myself, and it's just somehow weird and not natural, and I don't feel well about myself in their presence, I don't need to connect with them. It doesn't matter, because there are a lot of people who like me for who I am, the true me, the me with my weird things, me with the things that I'm really interested in. Or maybe we can even connect on our weirdness and uniqueness. If I kill my personality entirely to please other people, then what am I left with? What am I left with for them to like? This actually motivated me to start talking about the things in public that were really interesting for me. For example, I love writing journals. I thought for a lot of years that writing journals was just for girls, but I love it. This is a big habit for me. Imagine bringing up this topic at a party or somewhere, that yeah, I journal every morning. I wake up at 6 in the morning and I journal for 30 minutes. This is not a cool conversation, right? Cool, deemed cool. But this is really cool, because this is what makes you unique. These whole small things. In this world that we are living now, with social media and everything, everyone is uniformed. Everyone is becoming the same, in my opinion. And we are losing our identity. We have these opinion leaders and we have these influencers who try to show how we should live our lives. And people think that this is the socially accepted thing. And obviously, this is coming from social Homo sapiens times. We want social acceptance. If you read Sapiens by Harari, you know that the social acceptance of the tribe is really important, because if the tribe doesn't accept you, then you will be cast out and you will die alone in the wilderness. How does it connect to today's life? We are still afraid to go against the status quo and go against the tribe. If everyone is doing a thing, then doing something else can seem like breaking out of the tribe. This is why online reviews are really, really prominent in today's world. There are a lot of statistics that people place their, 90% of customers choose what restaurant to go to based on reviews. This is why Google Maps have become really powerful. We are interested in what other people say because it's easier to not form an opinion again rather than to copy the opinion of the other person. Why do you think movie reviews are really important? Or reaction videos? What the hell is with the reaction videos? I'm watching a video on YouTube of this guy actually reacting to another video, influencing my judgment on how should I feel about this video. Or movie critics or anything when they are reviewing something. Yes, this can be useful in a sense, but this also clouds our judgment. And it shows that this is the only opinion that is existent, you know? The problem with this, in my opinion, is that we lose our sense of identity. We lose this sort of debate identity where I can say that I don't really agree with that. And this is a really important saying. I don't agree with that. We should be free and we should be open to disagree, but in a polite manner. So when I started to not place so much attention of what other people think of me, just do my things, yes, people disappeared from my life. I've made a video about how I quit drinking for 9 months, and now I have had one drink over the last 3 months, and I don't really crave it, honestly. When you quit drinking, this is definitely a thing that goes against the status quo. But I couldn't give a single fuck. I don't really care. Honestly, I couldn't give a fuck. Because this is good for me. I like this. So, people in my life who were big drinkers disappeared, and people in my life who understand why this is good and accept me for who I am stayed in my life. The drinking buddies who were influenced by the status quo and the social pressure, they wouldn't invite me over and wouldn't invite me out anymore. It's okay. I don't care. But those people who are really interested in me and care for me are still in my life because I'm authentic to my true self, you know? When you start to change yourself generally, and when you start to become a different person, or when you start to improve yourself, develop yourself, the people around you who were there for you all this time won't really understand this in the beginning. This was a big learning for me when I came home from Dublin. I changed a lot in Dublin. I quit social media, I quit drinking, etc. I started exercising regularly, and my family and my friends didn't really understand this change in me. I could see it, I could sense it. But this is okay, because we change. The only person that will be with me for the rest of my life is myself. So I should accept myself for how I am. I should do the things that I want. I should be my best friend. And through this, I allow other people to come into my life based on what I like. I like sobriety. I like journaling. I like going to the gym. I like heavy metal music. These are all things that you can say that are cool or not cool. This is me. This is what I love. So I'm now saying to people, if you like these things and if you accept me for how I am, amazing, come into my life. If you don't, I don't care. Door is that way. Because life is too short to constantly please other people. And life is too short to place so much attention of what other people think on us. Again, deathbed regrets. Since I became through Buddhism more aware of my mortality, I'm thinking twice on the things that really matter. I'm thinking twice on the things that I really should place attention on. Is this something that I will remember when I die or not? If I died tomorrow, let's just say, would I be happy with my life currently? Would I be happy with the person I am right now? Or was I just living someone else's life and the life that people wanted me to live? Or was I true to myself? So, when I say don't give a fuck, it doesn't mean to be rude and show the finger to people. It means collecting the value system that is really important for us, collecting the things in our life that make us happy, stick to them, do them consistently, and when people ask, talk about them. Be excited about them and show that this is what we are doing and this is what we are excited about. And afterwards, if people don't like it, people don't connect to it, that's okay. But if there is someone else that is interested in the same things, then you can easily get from the shallow level conversation to the deeper levels because you are connected with this person on a deeper level. It's so easy to talk about, I don't know, sports or the weather or the shallow conversations when you are afraid to go deeper. But when you let this all out, this is me, take me as I am, then you have this sense of this other person will connect to me based on my own personality and not the persona I'm portraying of myself. So, I will die. One day I will regret all the things that I did not do. I'd rather be true to myself and I'd rather say and do the things that I really want and don't give a fuck about what other people think of me. I really hope this episode inspired you. You can watch my videos on my weight loss of 42 kilos, meditation, journaling, how to paper make a like you, all these videos. Check out my channel. And I've made a couple of free guides on, for example, how to lose weight, how I lost 42 kilos. I go into it in 6 steps. There is also a free journaling template, how to start journaling today. I've made a 10-minute meditation audio guide that you can check out. And I'm really happy that you were here with me and see you in the next episode. Ciao.